that, and in the life we're living in a very strange time, so it doesn't matter who is working. Mom is working, mom and dad working, or father is working, it doesn't matter, but the person who is working has to explain very clearly to the kids around the dinner table, I go to work. The reason I go to work, that's what we have money. We have money to, whatever the case is, pay the rent, pay the mortgage, whatever it is. That's why you have food on the table. And the person who is staying in the house have to explain. This is a full-time job here. If I don't clean the dishes, you won't have a dish to eat. If I don't wash your clothes, you will go to school with stinking clothes. Right? If we don't take the garbage around the house, there will be flies all over, the smell all over. Right? So you need to, and then you come to the kids. You have to explain to them, especially when they grow up, depending on their age of understanding and the age, you make them understand what is your contribution. Mom is contributing, dad is contributing. What is your contribution? Well, your contribution is to go to school and stay out of trouble. That's it. That's what we ask you. Do the homework, turn in the assignments on time, don't get detention classes, stay out of trouble. That's your department. If you do those things, your department is running well. When you don't do that, you stop the family. And when you talk to kids like that, it's very important that they get a sense of what they are contributing to the family. Perhaps this is the most important part. The kids don't feel that they are parasites. The kids don't feel that they are not contributing to the family, but by telling them their roles and what they are supposed to do, they get a sense that, yes, we belong to that family, we have responsibilities to that family, and we need to do that. So it's very, very important at what age you do that. I leave that to you, but it's very important that you sit with all your kids and you tell them that each one of us has to do our role. If any one of us, dads fail or moms fail, and a lot of dads fail, a lot of moms fail. They fail in their duties, they fail in their responsibilities, and also a lot of kids fail in their responsibilities. And that's where we have family problem. Okay, I wanted to put a list, I made a little list and we can go over that. Because these are confusing concepts that parents have when raising a kid. The first one I put was love and spoil. At what point are you loving your kid? At what point you stop loving your kid and you are spoiling your kid? At what point? When do you draw the line? Where does love stop and spoil starts? It's very, very important to differentiate. And there are some distinguishing features between love and spoil. Love by itself can never spoil. Anybody will tell you that, any psychologist, anything, you love your kids, it will not spoil. And we can confidently say that for the simple fact that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Al-Wadud, He loves us. He loves me, He loves you with an excessive love, He loves us. But He doesn't spoil us. We're not spoiled. Right? So that's an example that you have, that you can love. Love by itself is not spoiled. Love comes from a position of strength. Love comes from a position of strength, and spoil comes from a position of weakness. Let me give you an example of that. Little Muhammad is crying at home. He's putting a tantrum and bringing his legs like this and throwing everything out. You come, whether you're a mom or dad, whatever, you pick him up, you hold him up, you kiss him, you calm him down. Is that spoil? Is that love? That's love. Love. That's love. You love him, you pick him up, you kiss him, you calm him down, and he or she finds a sakina and calm down, and that's love. That's a classic example of love. But let's say the same thing happened on Black Friday in Macy's. Right? You're laughing, they know it. Yeah, you are in Macy's, it is crowded. You want to return that gift that your husband gave you and you don't like it, you hate it. You want to return it and exchange it. And Muhammad throws that tantrum right there when you are in front of that thing. Oh my God, how do you keep him quiet? You give him the key, he throws the key further, you give him your phone, you give him everything you have, he throws it away. And all you want to do is to grab him and get out of there. You know that feeling. When you were giving him those things, were you loving him or were you spoiling him? Why it was spoiled? because it is from weakness. You could not handle Muhammad or Aisha at that particular time. The problem was perhaps with you more than him or her, because you didn't know what to do. You could not deal with that. You had a weakness, and people were looking at you. You were so embarrassed, and all this stuff. So that's an example. And of course, some people have reminded me that the age is a factor. If they are too young, maybe you just take them out and go. But otherwise, you can call them later and talk to them about that you will not put up with things like that. So another aspect of love and sport is once you start spoiling your kids will lose the sense of shukr, of appreciation, of thankfulness, of gratitude. When you are loved, you're being grateful and gratitude. Yes?
I have a question about that.
Yes.
What's the difference when you put the example at the house when he was throwing a tantrum and the difference in Macy's? Isn't both?
Because at the home you were in strength, you were not embarrassed.
Right.
You were patient.
But if we would
and you still put your discipline.
At that time,
yes, you will still put your discipline.
Instead of giving them comfort for doing that and thinking that's what they're going to get also at Macy's or something like that. You know what I'm trying to say?
The reason is at home, you are in your home, you're in your territory, people are not looking at you, you're not kissing about time, so you were calm, you were relaxed, you were doing that. That's my point.
Yeah.
Public, you did not have that strength, you lost that strength. That's what I mean. Of course, the disciplinary areas will come up, wherever it is. Yeah. You're correct. Okay? Is that okay? Yeah, okay. So the other one is like, I was talking about this sense of gratitude. You have to decide, there is no formula. Do you want to give your child 50 cents a day, $1 a day, $10 a day, $50 a day to spend? There's no limit on it. I don't know how much money Bill Gates gives to his children. I don't think he gives them a lot either. But there's no rule that can say how many times, how much money should I give my son or my daughter for pocket money? There's no rule. The demarcating line, if you are giving them too much, that they lose the sense of appreciation of what you are giving, you are spoiling. You know, that's the thing. Discipline and guilt. Yeah. Many parents feel guilty of the discipline. Perhaps all of us feel guilty. You have to be very careful. You know, you have to discipline your kids. Do you have to feel guilty? Again, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala disciplined his Habibullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Right? Himself. That's his Habibullah, he disciplined it. Right? So discipline is is something that we have to do. Discipline is part of character building. No? You have to teach your child what the child's do's and don'ts. You have to know, the first thing is where you are. You have kids that are yelling in the house. Well, they need to understand an inside voice and outside voice. Kids are running around in the masjid, turning the masjid upside down. You've seen it all the time. Because they don't know that, they cannot differentiate that they are not on the playground, they are inside a masjid. And it is you as a parent that discipline that. I always tell parents, kids are not born brats. We made them brats. Kids are not born brats. We parents, because we don't know, because we are weak, because we love them blindly, we hurt them. We hurt them. Allah, we hurt them. And don't feel guilty when you do that. Especially I talk about working mothers, because I know that's a very tough on working mother. It is the fitrah of the mother, that they should not go to work. I'm very careful what I say, but this is a natural feeling about them. You know, and that's why they feel more guilty perhaps than the fathers, because they know they are leaving their kids when they should be with the kids, and so they tend to feel guilty about it. But please don't, because you have to discipline. You have to discipline, and that brings me to the next one, punishment and abuse. Punishment and abuse. Punishment is legal. Abuse is against the law. That's the difference. Okay? Punishment is legal. But what kind of punishment you put, what kind of punishment you give that will make it abuse, that's the difference. So to punish your child, it's perfect. There is no judge that will come and take your child away if you spank your child. There is no. Especially what the authorities in the field have said, you inform the child. If you don't stop, I'm going to spank you. And you walk to the child very calm, you turn and there's nothing wrong. There's no judge that will take your kids there.